Welcome to this special edition of Cronkite News. I'm Azucena Martinez. Thank you for joining us. Our Cronkite News reporters strive to make an impact in covering education in Arizona. Tonight, a look at challenges facing schools across Arizona and the creative ways teachers are finding solutions and inspiring children in the classroom.
Governor Doug Ducey announced today an expansion in the program that puts Arizona students on a career track before they start college. Reporter Sydney Eisenberg shows us how students will be able to earn industry-specific degrees while still in high school.
The Arizona Pathways to Prosperity program is growing thanks to new partnerships between the state and private donors. The goal? Help students enter the workforce quicker. The $1.24 million investment will allow the program to connect students with employers and outfit them with skills based on an industry's needs.
This is a way to bring the supply and demand side of the equation together.
High school students will be able to earn college credit and industry credentials while still working towards their high school degree. The funds will create career pathways for a spectrum of industries over a 3-year period, including cybersecurity, energy, and health and bioscience fields. Governor Ducey says the pathways are not restricted to just one industry.
Oftentimes, we don't know what the job of the future is going to be, and we know that people are going to have several jobs throughout their career.
The state itself invested $500,000 into the program, which has been around since 2015. In Phoenix, Sydney Eisenberg, Cronkite News.
The Arizona Office of Economic Opportunity predicts Arizona will see a 2.4% growth in jobs by the end of 2018 compared to 2016.
Sanders is a small town in northern Arizona, but high school students there still have big dreams. And Valley High School now has a higher graduation rate than the state average. As part of our Access Across Arizona initiative to take you to all corners of our state, reporter Cade Gardner traveled to Sanders to show us the secret behind those students' successes.
It's easy to miss the small welcome sign in Sanders, but it's hard to miss the Valley High School sign. Pirate pride runs deep in this community. Principal Verlyn Goldtooth pushes the students to do their best.
I want to see them succeed, and I'm coming from that background of the Navajo philosophy of it's up to you. You've got to make this work.
Dan Hugh, the superintendent of the Sanders School District, says they try to spend most of the district's funding on the students. Its revenue per student is almost double the amount of the average school in the state.
This last year, our graduation rate was 88%, which is 24% above the state average and 26% above the ethnic group represented in Sanders.
Hugh says that while more money in the school can lead to improvements like a higher graduation rate, happy teachers and a staff that cares are what really help the students succeed.
Don't underestimate us. Because even though we come from a small community, our teachers and everyone around us, like our parents, our grandparents, they expect a lot out of us.
When students come to school every day, they know it's up to them to succeed, and the staff pushes their students for one major reason.
My drive to do this is because these students here are my children.
A fire drill interrupts part of the day, but Principal Goldtooth will make sure the students are back in class as soon as possible. In Sanders, Cade Garner, Cronkite News.
Both Superintendent Hewitt and Principal Goldtooth say having teachers who care and students who are accountable are crucial to the school's success. In ballet, every dance is unique, but for Chelsea Gannon, every plie and pirouette is a miracle doctors never thought would happen. Olivia Richard shows us what made a difference in the life of this special dancer.
She's a ballerina unlike any other. When you watch Chelsea Gannon dance, there's a sort of magic. Every step frees her from the very thing that once anchored her to the ground. Chelsea has dyspraxia, a disorder that impacts all her motor movements.
For her to control her muscle movements, which come naturally to us, she goes through multiple steps in her brain.
Dyspraxia meant Chelsea couldn't move her arms or cross her midline, making everyday tasks like buttoning a blouse impossible and ballet unimaginable.
It was almost heartbreaking that you know that someone's not necessarily going to be open-minded to working with your child.
But Chelsea will tell you, just like Cinderella, she had a little help.
But when I met Miss Caroline, she changed my whole world.
Meet the fairy godmother of dance.
I develop the work for Chelsea, and she shows me where we should go.
Caroline Atkinson is a teacher with the Royal Academy of Dance who specializes in training dancers with severely limiting disabilities.
I can do it with the help of Caroline music and ballet combined.
Atkinson's program, Inner Dancer, uses music and dance therapy to help students overcome their limitations.
It's made me who I am.
And like most magical bonds, to borrow a phrase from her favorite song, there's no limit to what they can achieve together. In Phoenix, Olivia Richard, Cronkite News.
The Inner Dancer Dance Company is open to children with and without disabilities. The program puts on several performances throughout the year, including their annual Nutcracker at the Orpheum Theater here in Phoenix.
Schools are getting creative when it comes to filling open positions. Nearly 900 Arizona teachers left positions within the first 4 months of this school year. That's according to a December report from the Arizona School Personnel Administrators Association. Reporter Gabriela Becerra shows us principals are turning to emergency teaching certifications to fill these roles.
I was woefully unprepared.
Fifth grade teacher at Arredondo Elementary, Beth Lewis, is one of the teachers who started out with a teaching intern certificate. That certificate and the emergency teaching certification require a bachelor's degree in any area, compared to the standard professional certificates, which also require preparation programs and experience. She says the 5-week crash course just wasn't enough.
And I really think I actually did a disservice to the kids that I served. I mean, I loved them and tried to do everything I could, but I frankly didn't have the classroom management skills.
Now, after 8 years in the classroom, Lewis says that hands-on experience is essential to becoming a good teacher.
It took me 3 years of on-the-ground experience to actually become that good teacher that I dreamed of being.
Assistant Superintendent for Business Services at Phoenix Elementary School District, Dr. Rosana Hildago, says their district offers different types of coaches to support their teachers on these certifications.
We have teachers that are coaching other teachers to provide them support with instruction and classroom management.
This includes district content specialists that help to create lesson plans and content, daily support through observation and feedback on classroom management. Hidalgo says that despite the difficulty, the district remains determined to have qualified teachers.
We really do our best to make sure we're just not putting a warm body in the classroom and hiring folks that we know will do best for our students. So.
In Phoenix, Gabriela Becerra, Cronkite News.
Science projects have come a long way with new strides in STEM education. Olivia Richard shows us where some students are communicating internationally through the common language of science.
Lillian, what if you walked into a class and were told you had a group project, but your partner wasn't even in the same country? Some young women at Xavier College Prep in Phoenix are talking science with students more than 7,000 miles away.
I consider it a language of the universe. Okay, everybody speak it in the same way.
Students at Xavier College Prep are learning to express themselves in ways most teens don't. The Leadership Through Problem-Based Learning initiative is a program that unites girls at Xavier Prep with their female counterparts at Al Farouk Islamic Language School in Cairo, Egypt. What started as a group project has evolved into a friendship of kinetic proportions.
I expected it more to be like school, but in actuality it's just like fun and kind of free to do whatever you want.
The program encourages students to make the leap into solving complex biology and physics problems in a creative way, setting a trajectory towards real-life applications and various scientific techniques. Each Xavier student partners with 1 or 2 scientists from Al Farouk, sharing ideas and data to execute their projects both in Cairo and Phoenix.
I think certainly if our global leaders and American leaders had a sense of being able to work with people who are different, we would all be much better off.
As in most group projects, there are misunderstandings.
I don't know, they just thought that we viewed them a certain way that we really didn't, which was kind of upsetting for us, but we had to get over it and just make sure they understood that, you know, we weren't going to judge them because of like their religion or anything like that.
leading to better bridges in science and understanding.
They talk together with different cultures, with different places and all to reach a solution for the problems. Just only by thinking and listening to each other. That's what I hope.
This is the first year for the program, which is funded through the U.S. State Department's Stevens Initiative. It's a grant named in honor of Ambassador J. Christopher Stevens, who was killed in the Benghazi attacks. The goal is to expand the partnership to include other countries like China, India, Greece, and Japan. In the Broadcast Center, Olivia Richard, Cronkite News.
When you think of healthy school lunches, it's usually the students who are the focus. But the Buckeye High School District started a program for its teachers and staff. Cronkite News reporter Michaela Moorhead shows us how it's working.
Lost weight. I am eating much healthier.
Changing habits can be hard, but the Buckeye School District started a wellness program for teachers and staff. Using NutriSlice, a mobile app, teachers and staff in the program can order and receive customized healthy lunches. There are a variety of different food options ranging from kale salad to salmon and quinoa.
We want to make sure that we offer those different options. So there are vegetarian options. We can make a gluten-free menu, so they can also order those items. They can put a special request in there, and we can definitely do that. And they also have an option if they want to do vegan.
They give me their input on things that they would like to see on the wellness menu on the NutriSlice app, and I will find items that will, fit their needs.
On average, employees order from the app 10 to 15 times a week, according to Shriver. The app also links to employees' Fitbits and can track eating, sleeping, and working out habits. Already, many teachers and staff would agree the program is helping change their lifestyles for the better.
It helps you to be very conscious and aware of your sleep habits, your workout habits, your eating habits. Just very much aware. I work out more now than I ever have.
The Teacher Wellness Program also reminds the staff to make annual checkups, including eye exams and dental appointments. In Buckeye, Michaela Moorhead, Cronkite News.
The Chardwells also has a program for students, and the wellness program is already serving more than 4,000 at 4 different schools in the district.
Under the Individuals with Disabilities Act, all schools are required to provide services and resources to support childhood development, but one school in Phoenix is taking a different approach to screening children for developmental delays. Cronkite News reporter Megan Meyer takes us to Faith North Preschool to give us a closer look.
Laughter, smiles, and playtime. All of these are in abundance here at Faith North Preschool. But the school has another mission beyond providing a positive environment for its students. It has a unique area to help check for developmental delays in students, part of the program called Arizona Find.
When I was pregnant, we knew she was going to be special needs. She's missing 2 parts of her brain. When she was in the age bracket to be screened, to get her IEP started and to do all that stuff, we had her early intervention coordinator. They look up the school and they found this one, Faith North, and they thought that she'd be a really good fit here. And so this is where we started, our starting point was.
The center was able to screen Tolman's daughter Cassidy during playtime because of the unique setup the school has developed in order to make the process fun.
The type of data we collect in these play-based environments really help us for kids, even if they seem to be developing on an appropriate path. We can sometimes sit down with the parents and address their concerns based on what we've seen here in a way that maybe they have not have thought of before.
According to estimates gathered by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, 15% of children ages 3 through 17 have 1 or more developmental delays. That is why it is so important that schools like Faith North are providing services to help educate parents on the right steps to take.
The earlier we can screen them and identify any areas of potential delay, the more we're able to provide the appropriate support and services so that later when they do come to kindergarten, they experience more success.
With sessions held every other week, Faith North says it's able to screen around 100 children each year. In Phoenix, Megan Meyer, Cronkite News.
Kick flips, heel flips, and ollies.
One after-school program is breaking boundaries with skateboarding. Reporter Kate Gardner has a 360 view.
For many students at David Crockett Elementary, Wednesdays are spent on wheels. Skate After School brings the skate park experience to many low-income schools around the valley.
It's actually pretty fun, and Tim, he was the one that taught me how to skate.
A 2014 survey by the After School Alliance shows nearly 1 in 4 families has a child in an after-school program. And after-school programs provide peace of mind to working parents. But the demand for these programs puts a strain on local schools. That's where Skate After School rolls in.
It didn't start off with the intention of becoming a full-blown after-school program. It started as just something to do with our old equipment and get it into the hands of kids that would use it.
Private and public grants make this program possible, and volunteers make it happen.
Can you skate?
Yeah.
Yeah?
The adults who make Skate After School possible just want to make sure that the kids have a safe place to be after school. But the kids, all they can think of is having fun.
I just like to skate and do some rails.
The kids think they're just here to learn some tricks, but program leaders hope skateboarding will have a lasting impact.
Now we're getting to see new kids pick up skateboarding at the exact same age that we were, and we're seeing hopefully the start of them having some of those really awesome experiences.
The young skateboarders are having those awesome experiences.
That's a Skate After School is the best place to skate.
New skills, new friends, and a newfound confidence are just some of the benefits these kids gain at Skate After School. In Phoenix, Cade Garner, Cronkite News.
Skate After School is currently accepting donations in the form of skateboards and other gear. If you want to donate or volunteer, visit skateafterschool.org.
Coronado High School in Scottsdale became a battleground last night as parents, teachers, and students called for change within the Scottsdale Unified School District. Reporter Sydney Eisenberg introduces us to one student who says the district is setting her up to fail before she walks this May.
Affecting my grades right now. I'm not home studying for my stats test that I have tomorrow. I'm here trying to advocate to make sure my teachers can run their own stats classrooms without having interference from administration.
Natalia Perez is a senior at Chaparral High School and one of 23,000 students in the Scottsdale Unified School District. She and others took to the Scottsdale streets last night to push for change.
Protesters gathered right outside of Coronado High School to call for new leadership for the Scottsdale Unified School District.
I know how hard the teachers worked at this school and in this district. We need a little support from the board and especially from the superintendent.
Opponents say that Superintendent Dr. Denise Birdwell and her administration have disrespected teachers by not allowing them the rights given to them through the SUSD's Teacher Employment Agreement, which was created back in 2013.
They're ignoring it, and they're sort of cherry picking occasionally if they want something. They're doing it that way.
Just 4 miles away is another site of distrust in the school district.
A lot of the tension is centered here at Hopi Elementary, where parents and teachers say that construction on the school has been anything but transparent.
The Arizona Attorney General is investigating how the district procured the funds for the renovations. SUSD Board President Barbara Perleberg read a statement that said, in part,
"Our job is to take all of these voices and weigh them together as we try to make the best, most informed decisions we can for our students."
Back at Coronado High School, Perez says the issues are a distraction from what her goals should be as a senior.
So I'd love to think about prom. I'm also right now applying to many scholarships to be able to pay to go out of state. And right now, where I could be writing essays or spending time on that, I'm having to be here and advocating for my own teachers.
In Scottsdale, Sydney Eisenberg, Cronkite News.
The Arizona public school system funding crisis is now more prominent than ever. Cronkite News reporter Madison Stark went to the Capitol yesterday as many gathered to lift their voices for education.
A rainy day at the Capitol didn't keep education advocates from voicing their support for Arizona public schools. Teachers, students, and other supporters rallied to express the need for more public school state funding, with the most prominent issue being supporting Arizona teachers.
We have a teacher crisis here. We have a teacher shortage. We're 50th in pay. We've got to do something now. We can't put Band-Aids on anything. We have to make a difference and to keep teachers in our classrooms and not leaving our state and not leaving our profession.
Andrew Simic is a junior at Shadow Ridge High School in Surprise and says he sees the effects of low teacher salaries every day.
Well, what I see at school is a lot of educators that really care about children and really care about the future of these kids, but they're having to suffer with very little budgets. They're having to suffer with buying most of their own supplies in class, and you can't do that on a teacher salary.
Without proper funding for public schools, education advocates are concerned for future students.
We have lots to offer to our students and to our families, but we feel like we're not given a chance sometimes.
Arizona kids deserve better than that. We've been below average for far too long, and it's time we step up to the plate and fix it.
From the Capitol, Madison Stark, Cronkite News.
Public school advocates are urging supporters to schedule meetings with legislators and join the funding fight by signing an online petition through AZ Schools Now.
Many physical education teachers from different states gathered to learn how to modify PE curriculum for special needs children today at Ability 360 Gym. Reporter Michaela Moorhead takes a look inside the conference.
A new use for the same racket, changing the game of tennis to make it more accessible for students with disabilities. Just one of the demonstrations at the Arizona Health and Physical Education Adapted Physical Education Conference. Adaptive PE is for students with a wide range of disabilities. Dr. Martin Block, keynote speaker, says why this conference is needed.
We're not doing a good job of training PE teachers to work with children. They only take one course on disabilities, and that's not enough to really help them be a good PE teacher for kids with disabilities.
Teachers at the conference learn how to modify PE activities such as tennis and pickleball.
We do kind of very similar to what the elementaries do with the signs, so that way they learn how to transition from station to station, knowing how to play tennis, modifying certain things. Instead of, I can't do a forehand, maybe I can do the stop motion.
Although not all schools prioritize modifying physical education, Dr. Martin Block says this needs to change.
There are strategies we can do, and that we really need to do a better job than we are now and really think about the children with disabilities and their experiences.
In Phoenix, Michaela Moorhead, Cronkite News.
Arizona Health and Physical Education hosts their 17th annual conference and are already planning next year's.
A teacher shortage is troubling Arizona, but the Mary Lou Fulton Teachers College at Arizona State University has a vision that would change the traditional classroom model. Reporter Gabriela Becerra gives us a look at their collaborative Education by Design program.
We're going to reimagine the entire education workforce.
The Mary Lou Fulton Teachers College at Arizona State University is working with schools around the valley to change the traditional model.
We need to move from a one teacher, one classroom model to something that looks more like the workforce kids are going to go into.
Their vision is to have a team of teachers with varying expertise collaborating to help students of different proficiencies learn.
We have got to give them lots of different people and to be exposed to different perspectives and different expertise so that they can start to learn in a different way.
The team of teachers would consist of 3 student teachers rather than just one.
It would be that lead teacher, and really think about if you could do it with 3 student teachers. So that lead teacher and those 3 student teachers would actually have full oversight over 2 full classrooms. And they would then cycle through in a level of support.
Dean Carol Basile says the program would also get student teachers into a classroom earlier than their 3rd or 4th year.
I want to say that there is nobody that should be walking into a classroom with kids unless they have had some preparation to work with kids. Even if they're just going in to read to kids, there are skills that they need to have around that.
Avondale Elementary School District Superintendent Betsy Hargrove says this creates ideal teacher candidates.
By the time they're a first-year teacher, they've already been with the system for 4 years. They know it, they know the culture, they're fully embedded and they are part of the system.
In Phoenix, Gabriela Becerra, Cronkite News.
School districts around the valley are already busy collaborating with ASU on the preliminary processes of the program, and it will begin to take effect this upcoming fall.
The robotics industry of the Silicon Desert is fast-paced and cutthroat at times, but reporter Jake Epley visited a club that is showing the fun side of robotics by destroying them as well.
This is the world of BattleBots, pitting two remote control machines against each other with the intent of destruction.
It's a huge adrenaline rush.
15-year-old Nick Doberkoff is a member of Arizona Robotics Combat, a club founded in late 2016 with the goal of building a following for combat robotics in the Phoenix area.
You have these two really powerful robots and they're going to destroy each other. Anything could happen. There's so many variables with the robots that you just never know what's going to happen.
Founder David Small says members come to the club with all different skill levels.
People who have functioning robots, people who are interested, people who are just dipping their toes in, or people who want to try and learn more.
The club is gaining interest at the perfect time as well. Wenlung Jung, an assistant professor of Arizona State University's engineering program, says that the robotics industry in Arizona is growing, with driverless cars and a bill to allow delivery robots.
I do see that we have the potential of become the next big thing.
The club is currently raising money to build an arena through GoFundMe.com. Small hopes that having their own arena will help more members prepare for competitions around the country.
More interest in the sport in general, in just our local area. It's what we can do to help the sport grow.
Arizona Robotic Combat hope to have the arena finished in March when they will host their first BattleBots competition.
You might not be a champion right off the bat, but we're a group that's willing to teach and learn and bring in beginners.
Teaching a love for the growing robotics field. In Phoenix, Jake Epley, Cronkite News.
If you want to donate, we'll have more information and a link to their GoFundMe page on cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Thanks for joining us for this special edition of Cronkite News. For more multimedia coverage, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org and click on the Education tab.